Back to Philippines Uncut. I'm Buddy Kunana. Tonight's topic is Vedic astrology and inner healing. And joining us still is Ms. Kanchan Sadhwani, joined by famous health and alternative medicine blogger, Ronnie Bernardo. Good evening, Ronnie. Good evening, Kanchan. Welcome back to our second segment. And I'm so glad that Ronnie joined us because we ended now in our first segment talking about complementary medicine. And as in your case, you were able to cure yourself of cancer through a joint approach of Western medicine as well as inner healing. And that I know that's why I'm glad Ronnie's here. So I want him to introduce himself because he's, as I mentioned, a blogger. Not just a blogger who's into health and alternative medicine, but he's also involved in a company that does integrative laser therapy. Ronnie, tell us a bit about yourself.
Yes. Good afternoon. Good evening. Please visit my blog, Bridge to Self-Healing, and also the Integrated Laser Medicine.com.
Yes.
And I've been, Kanchan here is a friend for a long time. We do a lot of meditations, inner healing, and angel soul reading.
Yes. Now, tell us a bit about your laser therapy quickly. What is your complementary laser therapy about?
It's a Russian technology of blood irradiation, and it stimulates the cells to have more energy. It's like a light therapy. And this light will stimulate the cells to produce more ATP, then to move faster, oxygenate the blood, and renew the cells and the immune system.
So this modality is something that you use to help people heal themselves as well, to complement other
modalities. Yeah, this is more physical, but the one that Kanchan is telling us is the
spiritual
side, the emotional side of healing.
Yes. Now, in your experience, as a health and alternative medicine blogger and integrated medicine, how important is the spiritual side to healing?
Because there's 4 levels of healing. That is the spiritual, the mental, the emotional, and the physical. It's always started with the spiritual. If you have spiritual problem, it goes down to your emotional, and it goes down to your mental, and it goes down to your physical. That's the precipitation of disease or illness.
Spiritual.
So these 4 levels should be addressed also.
And the problem is with Western medicine, sometimes they only focus on the symptoms, on the physical, totally neglecting the spiritual, the mental, and
because the awareness is not there for it, or because they've studied so much. My daughter often says that they put so many years of education. They're not going to bypass that, which I respect, which I very much respect.
They're experts in their own field, yes, for sure.
Yes, and I just feel that we have an openness from a different aspect.
Yes.
We're just trying to merge the two together.
Kanchan, why do people get out of whack spiritually? I mean, how come they get into a spiritual imbalance in the first place? What is the common source of this?
Actually, the ego plays a very big part
Ego?
there. Ego.
Tell me why.
The main cause is because when you start becoming spiritually successful, also like any field, you start feeling, I have the power, I know so much, I can do. It becomes the I then. And the I ego again makes you lose that clarity.
And I guess a source of a lot of negative emotions, like, you want to be on top, you want to see the other down, it's always a competition, you're not happy.
It's the same, yes. It's the same with any field in spirituality. It's
so you think ego has a lot to do with it? In your experience as a life coach and inner healing advocate, you think ego, in your experience, ego has a lot to do with it?
That's a main cause. That starts the spiral deterioration of a spiritual healer too.
How do you fix that? I mean, with the people who've come to you, patients have come to you. Is it correct if I call them patients?
Clients or friends
who come to you.
Honestly, I address it that first, even when I do the angel card reading, it's not I. It's not me who's saying anything to you. It's your angels, you're picking up the cards, it's your energy. I am only the interpreter of it.
Okay, interesting word you mentioned. You mentioned angels.
Yes.
I mean, you mentioned a lot of words, but angels came out. Okay, to tell us a bit about this very interesting concept. I mean, this is a Philippine audience, basically, we're speaking tonight. And a lot of them are kind of familiar with angels, the concept of angels. Tell us, what are angels from your
My
perspective?
point of view is when I was being wheeled into the surgery for my breast cancer, at that moment the doctor said my blood pressure was very high. So my husband told the doctor, do not take her in for surgery till her BP is not normalized due to my brain hemorrhage in the previous ailment. So while I was there in that room, all I know from my own, I was awake and I felt an angel come and just rub my my right elbow, upon which I turned my head looking at that angel. I would be incorrect to describe the beauty and the grandeur of the angel to say he or she was silver, gold, but he or she was all of that, beyond my description.
And this is the first time you saw an angel?
That was the first time that I experienced the whole experience.
But, okay, let's go. What is an angel? Who is an angel? And what is their mission in the scheme of things?
I felt at that moment when the angel gave me the guidance that I am here to take care of you, I felt so loved, so warm. The bliss that I felt at being comforted, nobody in my family could give me that assurance. So I do believe that they're such highly evolved spiritual beings before they become into deities or God forms. They are the messengers of the deity to tell us that they are being there with us. And we each, I do believe, have angel guides.
Like
each one
guardian
of us.
angel.
Yes,
Okay.
each one of us.
Interesting point. Now, Ronnie, you grew up as a Christian Catholic.
Yeah,
I assume.
Catholic.
Now, how do you view this from your background? I mean, you're Filipino, I'm Filipino, and we all grew up being taught about guardian angels and angels in general. How do you view what Kanchan just said about that role of angels?
Yeah, in my
coming from the
studies-
Catholic
Yeah,
Christian point of view.
yeah. But I was born and raised Catholic, but maybe I'm an old soul, and I'm very fond of studying Eastern and Eastern teachings. I actually studied Buddhism, Hinduism,
Yeah.
and esoteric healing,
Yeah.
and it helps. It keeps my mind open to. I'm very tolerant of religion, so I respect all religion, and I set aside religion when during studies. So in my studies, it's all boils down to spirituality.
Yeah, but it's amazing how some things link all of us, eh? Because like in the Catholic faith or Christian faith, we talk about angels, and of course they're viewed as with wings and wearing white, and you're beautiful. But also from the Indian perspective, from the perspective of Hinduism, as you mentioned, you also have
We
these
do.
angels in the form of deities.
Deities,
Yes.
Deities.
Amazing.
But the one I saw did have glimmering, just shiny wings or something that looked like a silhouette of wings to me. And I can't describe, but the beauty, the light that shone
Yeah.
out of that being was very peaceful.
But what is their role? The role is to help human beings or
Yes.
to guide human
Yeah.
beings. That is their role.
Both. To
They're
heal
helpers.
and yes, they are perfect helpers. They're God's angels, they're God, and each one is designed to help each being. All of us have our own personal guides. All of us have many other guides, as the angel cards do say.
Do you pray to them? Is it our job, or is it beneficial for us to pray to them? I mean, how do people communicate?
Ask for the help. We don't pray to them as such, like we worshiping
pray to
them.
God, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but we do ask for them. We pray that they help us and that they guide us. Then that's what we call here in the English language intuition.
Now you say you're able to see them, Ronnie. Do you have the same kind of experience? Are you able to see?
Not really.
No. Okay. Why is it? How come some people are able to see angels and other people, like Ronnie and myself, don't?
I wasn't able to until that experience. Prior to that, I would feel that I'm listening to a voice inside guiding me, but I wasn't sure what that voice was. Finally, I did come to understand maybe that voice is of my own higher being.
Interesting.
Until I saw this angel. After that, I want to give respect to these angels And I do want to give them respect because I saw the identity.
Interesting. When you said that inner voice, it could be like that thing we mistake for intuition.
Yes.
That's
Right? Something
angel.
telling
That's your,
you know, something that
That's-
feeling you
that's
have.
your guardian angel
that's
actually telling you.
intuition.
Yeah.
Or
Those
when the
intuition,
phone
you
rings
follow that.
sometimes
Mhm.
and you know who the person is,
The inner voice.
the inner voice.
Yes, interesting. Now, okay, we have all these cards in front of us, and
Yes.
you mentioned about angel cards and things. Now, please tell us a bit about these decks that we have on the table.
The strange thing is these two were my first cards given to me by my daughter,
Okay.
and they came as gifts to me, so I started working with them. After my breast cancer experience, when I started feeling that let
them
me
up, yeah.
learn,
Yes.
yes, let me
hold them
learn
up.
more about them,
Yeah.
and let me learn what do they have to explain to me, or what do I have to learn from them.
Yeah.
So I started doing angel card readings for myself and for my family.
Yeah.
I would practice whenever we had any reason to ask a question. Whatever guidance came, I truly followed it to the dot.
Okay. But how does it work? I mean, how do you? I mean, what is the role of these cards? It's. I mean,
It gives you a guidance.
I mean, okay. How does it guide you?
In the sense, if a doctor gives you a prescription, take
Okay.
this for 2 weeks and you will be relieved of these symptoms. This is a prescription for a patient or a client on a spiritual level, that you have an issue, deal with this issue from the root cause. Do not go blaming so and so. Okay, you have a problem with A. Do not blame A. Can you not look at it that what is in me that is reflecting the mirror of A conflict with myself?
So it's again
A guidance.
It's a way to find out about yourself.
It's a tool, yes.
It's a tool for self-discovery and
Yes.
self-awareness.
And for you to make decisions differently, because you may view a situation from your perspective. This gives you an open, wider range of looking at an entire situation. There is a card in here which is on a duality, and if somebody picks that particular card, it gives me the indication that that person is looking at her perspective only,
Okay.
and therefore she's judging another. And if she draws that card, my guidance would come, please do not look at it from your point of view, shift yourself into the other person's skin. And I usually use the word, go in the other person's skin.
So again, I mean, if let's say through the use of these cards, you're able to find out what is the issues that you're facing.
Exactly.
It gives you that clarity, but then you yourself have to make a decision to change. I mean, it's not unlike medicine. You take, you pop a pill, makes you feel better. This one, it has to be you're the one. You yourself
the free
have
will,
to
yes.
take the first step.
Usually what happens, if the person sees the entire 5 cards,
Yeah.
and when I go through the entire process of explaining to them, they already feel it's so correct. So far I have not met one person who has said it's wrong.
Interesting.
So far I have not had that experience at all.
Uh-huh.
And I do offer, like, is it okay? Do you want me to continue? And if I see something which is sensitive, then I'm a bit hesitant. I'll ask permission from the person. Is it okay if I really explain to you completely truthfully? Are you ready to accept it? Why is it bad? Immediate response. No, not bad, but there are obstacles which you are creating yourself.
Okay.
So then they become ready and mellowed to accept what is going to be explained to them.
Beautiful, beautiful. Ronnie, what is your experience with this? You said you've been dabbling in this for quite a while. What is your experience with angel card reading?
I just had my forecast for 2014, and she has gave me a good news. The cards.
But okay, clarification.
So-
These don't tell the future. You cannot tell the future with these
No,
cards.
this is not fortune telling.
Okay.
Yeah,
but what do
this-
you mean by forecast, Ronnie? You said
Sort of guidance for the 2014.
guide, like a guide. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think it's happening now.
Okay. Okay. How long does a session last usually?
It depends again on the client, because if the client has a lot of questions, then I am obliged to complete the session to the satisfaction of, but I would like to make it till 1 hour.
Okay. Okay. So it
Maximum.
involves also asking, having the client open up and
Yes.
tell a story and you listening and So how does one train to be a card reader, an angel card reader?
Not in all aspects does the person have to open up and tell me their story before I do the card reading. I do the card reading, and as I'm talking, they start, wow, you hit it on the nail. Oh, I did? What did I say? You just said this, and this is the issue I'm going through. That's when they'll open up the issue that they've come with.
Okay. I see now you're bringing out these cards. Some say wisdom,
Yes.
grace, path. Now, pardon me for asking. I
Look
hate
at
asking the question.
awakening. Look
Example.
like that was yours.
How can these cards tell you? I mean, isn't it just by chance that when you bring them out, maybe in a way, it comes out by chance? How can these reflect what is really going on in the client? I mean, tell me.
A doctor prescribes you the symptom from what you are going to tell the doctor, and the doctor knows your tongue or your tummy
Sure.
or an
Stethoscope
X-ray,
or-
stethoscope.
yeah.
These are the guidelines for the doctor.
Yes.
These become my guidelines. In the sense, I listen to your words. I listen to you. And when I'm listening to you, that's why I said life coaching is all about listening and understanding where the other person's coming from. Not judging the person to be right or wrong or emotionally disturbed, because they hear of being disturbed or a pain at home. When they come to me, they don't want to hear that rejection. They want to hear empathy, understanding, compassion.
And that's when they open up. That's how you
Yes.
get people to open up. Right, for sure.
After they have the cards done for them, as I'm going on, as the process is going on, they start opening up. Some even start crying, some break down, some can't believe it
Sure,
that
sure.
it's so much on the dot of what their experience is.
Sure.
Like, did you just say all this from this? And I say, I don't know.
I guess it's because people actually know what the problem is. Maybe they just
Yes.
don't want to face it, or maybe it's buried in some deep recess of the subconscious. What do you think, Ronnie? No? Buried
Yeah.
way beneath where they don't think about it every day, where they don't come face to face with it on a daily basis, and so that's when it festers. Isn't it, Kanchan?
Absolutely.
Okay. Another question. It says here angels, and you have fairies. So are these the same kind of cards?
Fairies are in nature. They're fluttering around nature, and they give us the guidance. You have a breeze suddenly when you're in a garden and you feel peaceful, you feel grounded, you feel satisfied, you feel
Peace.
yes, peace is the word. That's when the fairies are comforting you.
Okay, so when do you use
That
the
was
angel
emerging,
cards?
This one. This was your card.
Yeah.
When do you use the angel cards and when do you use the fairy cards?
I've started,
what?
since I started these 2 packs, I have a basic strategy which I developed myself. Even though when you read the guidance from these booklets, I read it, I understood it, but I developed my own technique. I usually make a client pick one from here, that is the message of the day, and I make them pick 5 from here. And then I chart it out as their present journey. Then this usually 99.9 connects with this 5.
Yes, yeah.
This becomes a key solution to these issues, and I use this combination as my general guideline. But when I went to the States last year, we happened to just stop at a gasoline station, and my children went in this shop just to see things or buy food. Mom, come here, come here. There was a whole array of angel cards there. So I got all of them. I said, I'm going to study them, learn more about it, because they're all different. This is the map where you are. This is an angel oracle card. These are saints and angel, and these are animal guidance, and this is soul coaching.
Very interesting stuff.
So I
very
picked up
interesting
all
stuff.
to know and know more about it, understand it, and where I could help the other person. I find the animal card powerful when a person has a lot of anger.
Because
then
it's a very base
Animalistic.
and then it's
Yes.
very animalistic.
The basic
feeling.
core of our
Yes,
nature.
yes. We are animals,
Yes.
after all. Yes, we are. Ronnie, quickly, do you see more and more Filipinos getting interested in this?
Yes.
They
There's
are.
a lot of, I actually have a lot of friends doing divination using, actually these cards are just a medium, and actually it's your vibration, it's
Yes.
your energy, it's your soul that is answering your own questions, through the cards. So it's not her it's yourself.
Absolutely.
She's just helping you channel
Yeah.
your energy
And
Yes.
interpret what
interpret
the
signs.
message.
The question that you asked earlier on, how do you know it? He answered it appropriately. It's your energy that makes you pick up the cards.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we have to pause for a break again,
Yeah.
but when we come back, we're going to do a sample card reading
Sure.
with with a member of our studio audience who's here
Yeah.
in the studio at the moment. So, guys, stay tuned for more of Inner Healing in Vedic Astrology when Philippines Uncut returns.